All right, so folks, today we're here with the lovely Dwayne and Kelly, our co-freedompreneurs from the FreedomFest. Was it only a couple of days ago? It still feels like I'm there. Whoop, whoop. Still doing it. Still doing it. That's it. How absolutely mind-blowing was it? 1,000 people, the energy, the vibe, the love, the hugs, the tears, the sweat, the joy, the laughter. Oh my Lord, the brain overload, brain information, the fabulous guests. Oh, Kelly.
Sensational stuff.
How did you find it, Kelly?
Oh, it was incredible. I think just about every speaker, cracked me open. Seriously, it was just incredible. The lineup, the stories. Oh man, like some of the the history of some of these speakers that are just so incredibly successful, but what they've been through to get to where they are was just mind-blowing. I was just in tears practically every day, the whole day, speaker after speaker. Just it was so incredibly moving.
Huge.
Yeah.
Huge. So who was your favourite speaker?
I would probably have to say Kelly Moller, actually. Yeah,
our homegrown gal,
yeah, I find her very inspirational. Her story is just incredible. No background in the online space at all, and when she jumped online with starting her business, she was incredibly busy, and she just has made such a success of it, and she's just so down to earth. And she's just testament that, if she can do it, anyone can do it. And it's just, I've got a real soft spot for Kelly. And plus she's got the most awesome name. Like
True. Go there, Kellys of the world, yeah. But she comes from like a tiny little country horse farm, tiny country town with a horse farm, and she was literally out there in her gumboots and her phone, feeding the horses, doing lives, running around with the kids and the husband, and she still managed to make, in 12 months, 13 months, she's made it. She's up there on stage, first stage presence ever, and it was just huge to hear people in the crowd give us such applause, because she was up there shaking away, talking to us. But
her first time ever. Yeah, first time on stage. Yep,
she was just amazing. So, Dwayne, what was your takeaway? Who was your favourite speaker?
Oh, well, just a quick shout out to Anjani and Freddie. Freddie J's on.
Hey, Anjani,
so thanks for jumping on, guys. Dee's feeling a bit powerless there, not being able to see who's jumping on.
Nah. Hello.
You got to embrace it, Dee. Embrace this technology.
That's right.
I had lots of favourites. Kerwin Ray obviously was fantastic for the down the line technical and business side of things, and just putting things in a really straightforward way. I really connected with Tommy Franklin as well.
Yes.
Not that I'm a dancer. I'm not a dancer at all. But he was just an eccentric soul who I was really, really drawn to. I really liked him a lot. At first, I thought, what's going on here? Because he started off a bit strangely in that suit, and then all of a sudden he just broke loose. And even later at the party that night, he was on the dance floor, busting his moves. He was fantastic. But like Kelly said, I really enjoyed our 3 Freedom Team speakers. We had one after the other. We had
Ali. We had Ali and Serena.
We had Kelly first. Kelly was first. Then we had Serena. Then we had Ali May, and all 3 of those were really awesome. I also really enjoyed. I chose to go to the session with Kel to Melissa Withers on Sunday morning, and that was really good too. She started off by sharing that she was she thought over the last couple of weeks to cancel her talk several times. She felt so unprepared. She'd never spoken before as well, but she certainly didn't come across that way. And yeah, never trust a fart. That was a very profound piece of advice.
Spare pair of girly pants. I love it.
Yeah.
And she still got back up on stage and kept going after she changed her knickers. I thought that was awesome. There you go.
Yeah, so that was Pat O'Brien. She was really real. I think she was pretty real and down to earth. Regan was absolutely lovely, almost angelic. In her, she just floated around with one part. And he was cool too. One part really made me. I approached him after when he was just outside. They're also approachable, all these speakers.
Yeah,
you just walk up to them and start talking to them, and they'd engage with you straight away. I said to him, I was really grateful for him to be able to make me aware of that really emotional baggage that I had stored in my gut that I've got, and I need to work on to expel. And just his sessions were a good step in the right direction as far as expelling all that emotional stuff from my gut. So I'm really interested in that. I'm interested in the breath work of Matt Omo. That was fantastic. Interesting experience.
Sorry? That keeps me calm. That does that breath thing. You know, that's really, every time I think of that, it just puts me back into that space of calm and happy, and I think I can deal with it. It's okay. You know, I love it. Just all these small things that just clicked, and you just take with you every day, and you go, no, it's okay. It's okay. You know, I love it.
Hi, Melissa. Thanks for jumping on. With Matt Omo, that was an interesting experience too, because I'm a skeptic of all those kind of woo-woo things. I much prefer the Mel Robbins style scientific explanation for everything. And I am also a huge lover of music. So the interesting thing is I like progressive rock and I like experimental rock. And a lot of the sounds that are used in that music are sounds that Matt Omo was incorporating into his sound session. So I was being taken to places where I'd actually already been, which I found was really, really interesting. I became hyper aware of the things that were going on around me, but I was kind of outside of myself. I wasn't really affected by it, including your giggles, Kelly. She just started cackling away next to me, and
that just cracked me open. I was in absolute tears, but like you, I was sitting there and I could feel all this going on. I could hear everybody crying and laughing and screaming and howling and just letting go. And it was like, it was okay to be sobbing. I was tears down my face, and I just kept my eyes closed and I just went with it. You were in such a safe environment, 850 people lying flat on the floor in this big ballroom, and the music and the vibe and the music was shaking you away, and the body was, and everything. And I just thought, wow, just go with it. And it was so, so beautiful. And that for me was the highlight of the whole 3 days. It was just love Matt.
Yeah, so there was so much more I could talk about too. So it was a real event, wasn't it?
Oh, certainly life-changing. If you go there, and even if you don't have a business and you just went for the personal development, everybody just cracked. That saying that Christy's got us all saying, cracked wide open, is just stuck. It's just flowing in this energy. And I think woohoo. I mean, I always say woohoo, but now it's like 10x'd it up there, and it's like just still there. And I still just want to hug everybody. And when I got to work on Monday and I was telling one of the girls about it, I said, oh, come on, give me a squidge, because we were hugging all weekend and I just want to keep it going. And she laughed and gave me one of these sort of hugs. And I was like, no, give me a FreedomFest hug. Squish me, you know, that's soul to soul. And she just like, it's awesome. But that just whole event was so amazing and so well organised and so well catered for. And, you know, there was just Christy and Clint, big shout out to Christy and Clint for organising such an amazing, amazing event. It was coming from, what did they say, 300 people or 200 people last year, and here we have 1,000 people this year. I mean, whatever the next one's going to be, it's going to be mega, mega next time it's on, and I'm just got to be there. Got to be there. It's just, you know. And the Fully Expressed night, I just thought, wow, that blew my mind. I just thought, because I'm quite colourful, vivacious person myself anyway, and I wasn't too sure how other people were going to express themselves, but the absolutely fabulous costumes, or no costumes in some case, and the body paint and the artwork and the jewellery, and they were out there, you know, feathers, helmets. I think Australiana, there was a King and Queen of Hearts with their jacket. There were people in tribal, and they were just, everybody was just having a great time and talking and communicating and wanting to talk to everybody and everything. And you know, you just step up and join in. There was no, oh, I'm sorry, you've got to step over there because we're having a conversation. It's no, come on in, join the conversation. Tell us what you feel. And I thought the connection with everybody was just huge.
Yeah.
I found the party quite interesting because I got to the end of the day on Saturday after the program, and I thought, I've learnt so much about myself over the last 2 days. What I brought to wear just didn't fit anymore, and so I felt uncomfortable because it didn't actually fully, express me anymore. It was just like, oh man, I thought, oh, quick, get me something. I don't want to wear this. So yeah, I actually felt a bit uncomfortable in what I was wearing because it didn't feel authentic, and it wasn't actually fully expressing who I was anymore. So anyway, that's okay. It was a great night, but it was really funny that's, because we just learnt so much about ourselves over those first 2 days. Just how it changed me and changed my outlook and changed, how I felt about myself and, how I wanted to be. Really, really interesting. I found that.
I think next time if I fly anywhere and there's going to be one of these Fully Expressed parties, I'm going to bring the biggest suitcase I can find and pack it full of stuff that's really going to, because like you, I just brought something simple thinking, oh, that's cool and I can dance around, but no, next time it's going to be just express it right out. Might even try some body paint, from here down.
I was going to say, I'm going full body paint.
The thing is, next time it probably won't be about that. Every time's different. I remember last time it was a masquerade ball, so we had masks. But like this was, this whole Freedom Fest was about removing all the masks and being your fully expressed self. Taking all those layers off and not wearing the masks that we all do wear at times.
Very much so.
Yeah, so I'm really, I can't wait to find out, what Clint and Christy come up with the next time because, it's just every time it's just amazing.
Can I just jump on and quickly and say hi to Mick and Sharon and Louise? Thanks for jumping on. And Freddie J wants me to go the full Monty.
The full Monty.
I will go the full Monty if you go the full Monty, mate.
You can both go in body paint.
Don't say that to Fred. He probably will.
One of the girls was in gold and the other girl was all in black. So maybe you guys can go blue or green or something and just, your favourite footy colours or something, or your soccer colours or whatever.
Yeah, that's it.
Amazing. So, and the support staff we had there was huge.
Yeah, they were awesome.
An amazing job.
Can I put something out to Kelly? Because Dee, you and I, that was our first event with the Freedom team. But Kelly, it was Kelly's second event. So can you tell us, Kelly, how this one differed for you from the last one? Because I thought that was interesting.
Yeah, this one I found was a lot more about personal growth for me, and being cracked wide open. I wasn't at the last one. But the last one left me vibing really high. I was so excited. it was completely different. It was more business focused strategy, but personal development. But there wasn't that focus on self and, expressing yourself fully, taking off the layers and the masks and just being you. It was completely different, like completely different.
It was more
That's
about
right.
vibing high, yeah?
Yes, raising vibration. Yeah, absolutely. Whereas this was, I didn't actually find like I was vibing high. I mean, I was excited. It was totally different this time. Um, I felt actually calm. I felt calm at this one, and more a sense of inner peace and reflection. This one sort of made me reflect on my life and, what I was doing and, the future. Whereas, the other one, it was, more about vibration and I was
Like,
excited. I was really excited at the last one. It was like this, really nervous energy, like, vibing really high and just couldn't wait to get back to it. But this one, it's completely different. Yeah.
So what was on at the last one? Did they have like the speakers? Because I saw
Yes.
some pictures and it did look quite businessy. So who was it?
Yeah, it was. They had Alex Tripod, which is all about raising your vibration. They had Ingrid Arna, who's also very, very big and is extremely successful in her field, like helping other people with their businesses. I'm just trying to think who else. There wasn't, like a Kerwin Ray. Let me think who else was there. I'm just trying to remember now on the spot, and I can't actually think of anyone else. But Ingrid Arna and Alex Tripod, which is sort of much more business focused, both of them, and raising your vibration. Yeah.
So was it 3 days again, was it? Last
No,
time?
it was only two. Only two.
Okay.
Yep.
And was
Yep.
there a party on the last
Yes.
night? Yep.
There was a on the Saturday night a masquerade ball. Yeah.
Okay.
Which
So
was
what did
really,
you wear?
really good.
What did you wear?
I think I wore a black dress with a black mask with a feather.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, that's awesome. I just wanted to touch on that the Tommy Ray one that you were saying, Dwayne, and how a little bit weird he was, a little bit out there, and he touched my soul because my son being schizophrenic, that was like watching him on stage with that mental view on how to say and approach and talk and tell a story and express himself, and that whole sort of way he moved, and I thought, wow, there's my son on stage, because Tommy's been through so much and he's got that real different mental wavelength that he lives and breathes. It just is him, And when he tells you a story and he's talking about the lion or whatever, and he's over by the tree and he takes up the whole stage and he's drawing you into this story and this a bit sort of initially a bit weird, but he's communicating in his own way. I just got involved in his story and what he was saying and his confidence, and I thought, oh my Lord, there's my son on stage. This is what he could be. He's become so well. And we had a board meeting the other day with five doctors, a psychiatrist, a nurse, a health nurse. I had to go and see about his medication and whether they were going to keep him on it or not. But he's doing so well. The possibilities for him are just huge. So when I saw Tommy on stage, I went, oh, there's my son. And I was bawling away thinking, wow, this is what my boy could be. This is the possibilities are. And with his support and this community, because he listens to everything that goes on. He's off in the lounge room at the moment listening. So he takes it all in. He comes back and has a chat about it. And I think and when I was talking to the doctors and nurses at this 40-minute interview that I was with them the other day, I was telling them about it going, wow. And they said, yes, he speaks really well now. He's coherent. We can understand him. He's positive. He's happy. The mindset's going. And I thought, anything is possible. That's going to be on my tombstone. It's possible. It's just, I was so happy. But that was my two big takeaways was the sound vibration meditation with Matt Omo and the beautiful Tommy up on stage dancing. And when he took off his suit, and underneath his suit was those vivid leotards, and he had the chain around his neck, and he was just doing, and the salty tears were going, and he's dancing away. And I was thinking, yes, that's what, and got us all down into that sort of first couple of rows where they cleared all the bean bags, and we're all just dancing and getting the vibration on the dance floor and onto the stage. And then he had everybody come up on the stage. Nobody wanted to get off the stage. They wanted to be there with him, dancing away with him. And I thought, huge, 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 just awesome.
Just want to say hi to Louise again. Thanks for your comments, Louise. Sorry you have to go to work. I've just finished.
That sucks.
Actually, this is part of our work, just talking like this about what we so
and then having to go back to work is just touching that subject of going to work after having all that high vibe and whatever. It's been like 2 days I've been back at work, and the mind shift of getting back into that, I think, I don't want to go. I want to stay and play and do and whatever. And I have to go back and just switch back into that mode. Well, what am I doing, and what am I supposed to do, and how am I supposed to talk to people, and and it's this going on in the back of my head, but reality is in front of me where you have to deal with here and now. And I thought, just bring it in, and integrating that, what I learned in that workspace with those people, with that mindset and whatever, and then just going, well, that's them. I'm still me, and I'm committed to being loud and vivacious and just, happy and laughing, because it's such a quiet place, because it's accounts. So, crack a giggle, tell a joke, get the work done, but it's still, I just want to be here. I want to be doing this. I want to be talking to people. I want to be, impacting and sharing and saying, wow, it's so possible. And life is not the little box that we all sit in, or the little room. It is this massive universe of billions of people that all have a story, and we all need to hear the story. So, it's the stories that connect us with everybody. And that's a beautiful thing.
Freddie JD just said that we can share our vibes at work, and you do that, don't you?
Very much so. Very much so. And laughing a lot lately, it's just coming from here all the way up, and I think, whoop, whoop. So it's just been amazing. It's been amazing. So if you guys been able to internalize and put it into your work and your posts and your lives, have you got like so much going on that you think, wow, it's going to be months worth of content here, and where do I start?
Yeah, absolutely. We do have heaps of content. We on the Monday went down to Surfers Paradise Beach and shot a couple of videos, did a couple of lives, and that was just on the spur of the moment. I have really taken an interest in the personal development side, and because it's still reasonably new to me, and I've heard a lot about these people that are often referred to. I just started today reading Think and Grow Rich by Napoleon Hill, which was written in the 30s. So that's why I chose I see quotes everywhere from Napoleon Hill online, and I thought, that could be really interesting. And a lot of the things that I've been listening, I'm doing it on audio, so a lot of the things I've been hearing from the book are the exact same things that have been shared with us over the weekend. So this is things that were pioneered 70, 80 years ago. And further, it goes back to Carl Jung, I think, some of the stuff. And I'm finding it a fascinating journey, because I'm always interested in psychology and how things make us tick, and because I can learn more about myself, and if I find gems, I can share it with others. That's what we're here to do, and that's what I want to do.
Mm-hmm. No, my big mentor that I'm watching a lot of is Dr. Joe Dispenza, and his ability to help lead you into the mind and raising the consciousness and healing us. And it's just, even I was just watching him this morning, and he's saying, 10 years ago when he was talking, he's been around the world talking to shamans and whatever, and how they all do their speciality of raising their consciousness, and he's learnt it and he's brought it into that scientific community where, you know, you get your brain hooked up to the ECG machine and all these tests, and he's got proof that as you get into this mental state and raise it higher and higher, you heal and you become better and you grow and you've got, and I just think, wow, this, so the science behind what he's telling you and the I suppose a bit of the woohoo, but you've got to be a believer to say you've got to try it, you've got to stay open. So if this person can tell you that pink is blue and blue is black, you know, if you're not going to believe that, if you're not going to step into that open mind and say, well, okay, this is a possibility, this is a real movement. And he said the people that have been talking to in these masters of the world are actually quite how did he say it? Surprised how quickly the consciousness of the community, of the general community, and the mainstream people is now coming on board so much, and it's taking on a real mainstream feel and action that these people have got real hope that, you know, we can save ourselves, you know, because you always hear such doom and gloom that, you know, humanity's bad. But here we are, we've got such opportunity to grow and impact and become so much better.
Yeah, Freddie J is a fan of Joe Dispenza as well. He says that Joe can change your life.
Yes.
Yeah, one of the things I really enjoyed too was going back to one of my faves, Kelly Moller. She said to don't be afraid to let people see the real you, and I started implementing that already. Did I do that post this morning? I think I did it this morning. I had a massive meltdown yesterday.
I didn't notice.
It's the week for them.
And Dwayne, it was funny because I'm there bawling my eyes out, really stressed and going crazy. And Dwayne wanted to take my photo, and I told him in no uncertain terms to just get away from my face. You know, because he wanted to document it. He wanted to document it, and I'm like, no, I don't want anybody seeing me with, you know, red face and tears streaming down and puffy eyes and a puffy nose, and I don't look at all glamorous when I'm been crying. Anyway, so I wouldn't let him take the photo. But this morning I was inspired by a post from, who was it?
Beck.
Oh, yes, Beck Collier. It was Beck. And she was talking about the crappy day that she had yesterday with her son being a bit of a turd. And she didn't cope very well with it. And, yeah, she was just real raw and authentic, which is I love reading those sorts of posts. Because it just makes, you know, you feel normal. You know, everybody else has those days. It's all good. You know, it's normal. So I decided, okay, being inspired by that, I'm going to talk about my major meltdown yesterday. So if you haven't read it yet, jump on my page and have a read of it. It was a post put up this morning. And it just helped me to do that. So I've started implementing that. You know, just not being afraid, you know, for people to see the real. We're doing this online course, and I'd done quite a bit of work on an assignment that we had. And
you same class as me, Lorena's class?
Oh yeah, that's it. Yes. I'd done a lot of work on it. I'd spent quite a bit of time, like talking about hours here, and I just needed to do a few tweaks. So I was going to print it out and do those few tweaks. Anyway, instead of hitting the print button, I pressed delete, and it was gone. And I was like, I'm not very tech savvy, so it's like I didn't know that there was a recently deleted folder in both my iPhone and my iPad. And anyway, so I'm like, I couldn't find it on my, you know, I thought, it's gone. And so I thought, it's got to be up in that cloud somewhere. I thought, surely it's somewhere. So I'm like, I get on my laptop, and like I'd never even got on the cloud before on my laptop. I'm not tech savvy. Anyway, so I'm like, I just type in down the search bar down below below iCloud. Anyway, this box comes up and it's like, oh man, they want to know, username and password and stuff. And like, I'm hopeless at remembering passwords. I thought, oh, I'm never going to get in. And anyway, I did get in, third time lucky. And I was able to see all the tabs properly on my laptop. And I saw, after looking at the notes section and iPad section, no, it wasn't there. But then I saw the recently deleted tab, and it was in there. It was in there. And then, of course, yes. And then, of course, I looked at my phone and my iPad. It also had a recently deleted folder, so I didn't have to stress it. Oh, but anyway, but yeah, massive meltdown. It's all good. So anyway, if you want to read the story, I think it's quite funny. It's on my page.
It wasn't funny at the time.
Oh, no. No, it wasn't funny at the time. But, yeah, so I decided to, let people see, the real me at my worst. And, and it actually felt really good. I mean, I don't care. I mean, it's a bit scary putting yourself out there like that. But, I don't really care so much anymore after this last weekend. Yeah.
Speaking of documenting, you should have let me take that photo, Kel. But Balaj at FreedomFest said that's where I got that from. He was saying that you need to document
I know.
all the bad times so that when you get to where you're going, you can look back on that, or you can share with others who are on the same journey but back a little way and struggling like you were at times. You can show them that journey too. So that was from Balaj, who was awesome too. We haven't mentioned him yet, but he was great.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
That just touching on that, I did a live when I had a meltdown the other day. I had this red hair. See, the dye is still there. I had just 2 hours with the dye in my hair. But when I was at the FreedomFest, I did Andrew W. Gordon's session. And he is I just think he's just awesome. Where he's come from for such a young man to have such a horrific life. And here he is now up on stage, empowered and telling it how it is. And he's just raw with whatever. And he gets us to do a primal scream. And he's up on stage and he's standing there. You ready, everybody? Take it from that gut that's all knotted and whatever down here and just let rip. So we did it while we were there. He did it 3 times. And then he said, how do you know? He's chatting away to us. And he says, how'd you like to do another one live? So he gets his phone out and he's talking away loud and he turns around so we can see all of us. He says, everybody ready? 1, 2, 3. And he gets the whole room, 200 people to go, And I thought, that was so, so empowering. So when I had my meltdown the other day on live, I did that at the end and it was amazing. I felt so good. I had so many people come across and go, I think you called me a firecracker, Dwayne. So on that post.
Can you give us an example of that primal scream?
Pardon?
Can you
give
us
one? Come, we'll do one.
No, you do. I want to see.
Come on.
No, I can't do it. I'm not in the zone. I reckon you'd be always in the zone, D.
Plus, we don't want to wake up the children.
Yeah, they're asleep.
Ready? So, breathe. 1, 2, 3. She's amazing. It was awesome. That's good. Oh my God. If you're going to want to go punch a wall, don't worry about punching a wall. Do one of them. Woo!
That's funny.
And what do we do after we go? Bring that breath back in. Because, honey, if you can do that and laugh at yourself, nothing's going to keep you down. Nobody can tell you who and what you are because it's out there, Bring it on. Andrew W. Gordon, I love him. Love him, love him, love him.
She loves you, Andy.
Yeah. I was up on stage with him too. He used people as an example of the story he was telling. He didn't do slides. So he actually got people up there and because I'd hurt my knee the night before. This is Sunday. On the Sunday session we have with these intimate groups with these the leaders doing their chats. And so I was sitting up the back with my leg up thinking, oh, you know, hobbling around. So I missed the first couple, and he said I needed someone up there to do the inner child. So he had some lovely woman, Natalie, I think, up on stage with him, and she was the little child, and he was talking about how as a child you get repressed and put down, you just sit there and do as you're told. And then he asked for 5 more people, and I thought, yeah, you know, and they represented all the jealousy and anger and hate and shame that you go through between your childhood and your adulthood, and how that all holds you back until, you know, you wanted to go and be Balazs, you wanted to go and be 6A. He said, who wants to be Balazs? I said, me. He said, right, you. So I get up on stage and I get to sit in this chair, go, oh yes, I'm 6A 9-9 or whatever Balazs is, and had an awesome time. So that'll be the video you see of me sitting up on stage. And Andrew comes up to me while he's talking up and down, and he says, you're quite comfortable there, aren't you? I said, yes, I am. You know, he gives me a high five, and I thought, wow, you know, and it just clicked. I thought, this is what it's all about. This story from this child that's being kept down, and we learn as a child to sit and be quiet and behave, and we do all these protections around us and layers and masks, and then as we grow up we carry that shame and fear and anger and whatever those, and every time we want to go forward and step out of that, something will come up and go, what are you doing? You're not worthy. You're not. Get back in your box. And so you think, oh, and you toddle back to this safe place. And he says, no, you keep growing, you keep facing those, the anger and the fear and the shame and the jealousy and whatever it is and the self-doubt. And then you get to be Balazs. You get to be this man who 5 years later has, from his heart, total heart-centeredness, created this whole family, 3,000 of us as a family, as a community who have that same soul sharing, whatever. And he's so genuine and he's so down to earth, and he brings his mum everywhere with him. And she was the one that, if it wasn't for her, there wouldn't be this, because he was quite ill. And she found this for him, and he took it on and changed his life, changed our lives. And we get to share that and change other people's lives and impact them and say, well, come on, come into this safe community, come into this soul tribe and learn and express without judgment, without whatever, and go, life is good.
Yep. There was something I wanted to share too. It was a hack that Melissa Withers gave us on the Sunday in the small intimate groups. It was a hack, you know, if you're, say, you know, trying to lose weight, or you're suffering from an addiction, or you're just trying to get, you know, control of something. It can become overwhelming if, you know, it's, you know, it is an addiction, or, you know, you're trying to lose weight and, you know, you're going to be on a diet for like, you know, months in order to do that. Her hack is to just in the morning, just tell yourself, just for today. Just for today. So just for today. So you just think about today, just getting through today, doing what you need to do, you know, whether it's, you know, not drinking or not eating rubbish or not taking drugs or, you know, whatever, you know, the issue is. And then the next morning, wake up, just for today. And I thought that was a really, really good hack, you know. So whether it's something in business, you know, maybe, you know, you want to do a live, well, you have to do a live, you know, for example, and you're really struggling with that, you know, it's just for today, you know, just do it just today, just think about today, don't think about anything any other day, especially if you're doing a challenge. You can think, oh, every day I've got to do this for the next 7 days, 14 days, whatever, but just think about today, that's all, just for today. And I thought that was a really, really good hack, because things can become overwhelming.
They can. I find when I am overwhelmed, I do something very similar. I break it down to the next 5 or 10 minutes. What do I have to do in the next 10, 15 minutes or the next hour? Not that I've got 30 days of this challenge to do, but today I'm going to do this much now, then this, and then that, and then relax, and then do, and then get up and say, as you say, just for today.
Mm.
And then that compound effect goes, well, I've been doing it for 7 days now. Wow, this is really, I can do this. This is amazing, you know.
Mm.
That's awesome. So, guys, thank you so much. I'm glad you got so much out of that. Hope your ears aren't too well damaged, but, you know. But that FreedomFest is just, I can't wait. This community, this whole thing is just between Balaz, Christy, Clint, Scotty, Z, my man. I swear he's my brother from another mother, because the energy level of that man puts me to shame. And I think, wow. And I just think, oh, huge, 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 huge. And everybody that was there, you know, Ali Mae, I think she's like a fae goddess. She's this tiny little thing, but she's got a backbone of steel, and she just tells it, you know. It's like she's come from all this, the challenges she's had, the life she's had, and here she is in that beautiful swan dress she wore on stage. The story behind that one was the lady who was that she was anorexic, the lady that owned that designer dress, and she thought she couldn't, and she battled it, and she won, and she had the dress as her reward or her prize, her at the end. And she'd only worn it the once, and Ali Mae was the second person ever to wear that designer dress, and she wore it purposely because the woman was a survivor. She made it, she kept going, she was a winner, you know. And I thought, wow. So all the stories, everybody's got a story, and I love hearing other people's stories, because, you know, it's just so empowering. If they can do it, I can do it. And if I can do it, you can do it.
Absolutely.
That's right.
All right, guys. Well, thank you so much. Love you both. Huge, huge,
It's been a pleasure.
Thank you, everyone, for watching. Stay tuned. There's more coming.